Do you know that you can run Linux command on Windows without using Ubuntu or any Linux operating system? Right on your Windows, you can run Linux command. In this video demo, I'm going to illustrate to you step by step on how to install Git Bash so that you can use it to run Linux command. If you are a developer, you are going to learn step by step on how to run Linux command on Windows using Git Bash. Hello viewers, let me show you step by step on how to download and install Git Bash. Okay, you need to visit this link, guys. Need to visit it. You can also search Git Bash download from your Google. When you visit this link, you are going to see install. Here you can be able to select the platform in which you want to install the Git Bash. In my own case, I'm using Windows. You can select your platform. You can select Mac OS, Linux. If you are using Mac OS, you can click here. Are going to see the instruction on how to install it on Mac, and also in Linux you can also see the instruction on how to install it. But for Windows, I'm going to download the installer. Okay, you can see click here to download the latest version. As of the time of making this record, it was released 12 days ago. That is the version 2.51.2. So I'm going to click on download. Okay, I'm going to click save, and it is downloading. The Git is downloading, guys. So I'm going to wait for it to finish downloading and show you how to install it. Okay, it has finished downloading. To install it, you need to double click on the installer. I'm going to select yes. Alright, this is the installation wizard, guys. Here you need to click on install. So because I've already installed the previous version, it is going to remove the previous version from my system and reinstall the new version. If it is the first time you are installing Git, you need to use the default setting or the setting that is already given you by default. So if it is the first time you are installing it, you need to use the default setting for the installation. You don't just use the default setting unless if you know how to change any other setting, you can change it. But if it is the first time you are installing it, you don't know much about how to use the setting, just use the default for the installation, and it is going to work well in your system by using the default setting for the installation. All right, so you can see it has finished installing the Git in my system. So that is how to download and install Git in your system, guys. And so you can be able to access the Git Bash. Okay, if you want to launch the Git Bash, you can just launch it from here, but I don't want to launch it, so I'm going to uncheck this and click finish. And that is it, guys. That is how to install Git Bash in your Windows system. To start executing Linux command in your Windows operating system, you need to right click on anywhere in your Windows or even on the desktop. You are going to see open Git Bash here. So if you click open Git Bash here, so it is going to open the terminal. Okay, this is the terminal here. From here you can start executing your Linux command. If I do ls now, it is going to list my directories and files that are available on the desktop because I open it on the desktop. Okay, if you want to use this Git Bash as your default profile for your terminal, let me close this one. If I right click here and select open in terminal, okay, if you are going to see this option if you have Windows 11 or latest version of Windows 10. You're going to see open in terminal. I'm going to open in terminal, and it is going to open the desktop in the terminal. This is it here. This is the Windows terminal. I've already set Git Bash as my default profile. If you want to set it as your default profile, you need to do is to click here You click here, you're going to see different terminals. Okay, you can set any of them as a default. You can see Windows PowerShell, Command Prompt, Azure Cloud Shell, Git Bash. Okay, so you need to go to setting. You go to setting of your system. Here you are going to see default profile. You need to select the Git Bash from here. I have already selected it, Git Bash. Okay, select Git Bash as your default profile. Each time you launch the terminal, it is going to open the Git Bash by default. Okay, if you want command prompt to be your default, you can select it here. If you want the Windows PowerShell to be your default profile, you can also select it here. I'm going to select Git Bash so that we can start executing Linux command in our Windows operating system. And you need to click on save, guys. After selecting your default profile, you click save, and that is it. You can close your setting, close it. And if I go back now and select open in terminal, you can see Git Bash is now my default profile. Can do ls now, and it will now list my directory here. Okay, so let me quickly close this. Let me also show you how to set it in VS Code, guys. I'm going to launch VS Code. Okay, this is VS Code here. I want each time I launch the terminal of VS Code, the Git Bash should be my default. I have already set it, but if you want to see how to set it, let's assume the terminal is not open. If I open the terminal here, okay, this is my terminal. To set the Git Bash as your default profile for the VS Code, all you need to do, you just click here on this arrow that is pointing down. Then you see select default profile. You click on it, select Git Bash. So you can also see other terminals that are available here, but our major concern is to set the Git Bash as our default terminal for VS Code. I select Git Bash, and that is it. You have already set Git Bash as your default terminal, guys. If I close this terminal and reopen it, and you are going to see now that the Git Bash is now the default terminal here. You can also see it here, bash. If I do Linux command here, and you can also see the same thing, guys. Okay, you can see you have the Linux command executed in the VS Code terminal. That is how to set Git Bash as your default profile for VS Code and also for your terminals. In the subsequent tutorial, we will be diving deep into Linux commands. Thank you for watching this video. Hello viewers, welcome back to this tutorial. We are going to open the terminal. To open the terminal, you can right click anywhere on your desktop and click open terminal, open in terminal. When you use this method, it's going to open that particular directory or location in the terminal. Okay, meaning that if I open in terminal here, it is going to open the desktop in terminal. So if I click here like this, as open it, this is it here. So you can see the desktop is now the directory in which it opened. Okay, so likewise, another way of opening it, you can come to your window and search terminal. Okay, you search terminal and click on it, and here we have it. So if you open it here, if I do pwd, so if you don't know this command, just for now, it is going to print the current working directory. So it will open the home directory as the home directory. Okay, now if you are using the older version of Windows and you don't have access to this terminal, you need to use the Git Bash. I've already told you how to install it. Okay, you can watch the previous video I made on how to install Git Bash and set it up on your Windows. Okay, so what you need to do here, let me close this. You right click and you are going to see open Git Bash. open Git Bash here. Okay, you can also search for Git Bash. Also search for Git Bash from the search and open it, and we'll have it here. Open the Git Bash, and if you have the icon on the desktop, you can just click on the icon on the desktop and it will do the same thing. Open the Git Bash. Okay, if you do not have access to this terminal, you should use the Git Bash to follow along. It's the same command that we are running. I only using the default terminal of Windows. Okay, I'm using the default terminal here, and I have already set the Git Bash as my, can see here, I have already set the Git Bash as my default profile. That's why, but I prefer the Windows terminal. So I'm already setting the Git Bash as the default profile. So you must use, if you want to follow along, you must use the terminal. Okay, so if you are using PowerShell, some of the command may not be available, and if you are using command prompt, some of the command will also not be available for you. So if you are using the normal command prompt, some of the command may not be available for you. For example, if I do pw here, you can see the command is not available. But if I do pw here, the command is available, as you can see. So you have to use the Git Bash we installed earlier to be able to follow along. But if you are using Linux or Mac OS, you are good to go. You don't need to, just open the default terminal there and you can be able to follow along as well. Thank you for watching this section. Hello viewers, welcome back to this course. In this lesson, we are going to learn how to get help for any commands. Let me open the terminal, that is, open the desktop in terminal. I have it here. We are going to see how to get help. For example, any command that you don't know, you can get help right on the terminal. If you are using Mac OS or Linux, you can just type man. Okay, this man stands for manual, that you are getting the manual for each of the command you want to access. But I will not have access to man command on the Windows here because I'm just using the Git Bash, which man is not available in Git Bash. Okay, but if you are using Linux, you can just type man ls if you want to get help for this ls. Okay, if I press enter, you can see command not found. But if you are using Windows, to access the help or the documentation for this particular command, you type ls --help like this. If I press enter now, you can see the documentation for that particular command ls. Okay, and you can see that the ls command is used to list information about the files or folders, okay, the current directory by default. So it is going to list the files and folders that are available in the current directory by default. That is the use of the ls. You can also see different flags that you can add. Okay, you can also see different flags such as -a or -all to view all the files and folders, including the hidden files and folders. You can go through the manual and read about them. Okay, so that is how to access help, guys. That is how to access the documentation right on the terminal without visiting website. Okay, so right on the terminal you can access the documentation of each command. Now let me clear the screen. To clear the screen, you use clear command and it has cleared the screen. Let me get help for another command. For example, mkdir -help like this. So I want to get the help for this mkdir command, that make directory, and this is the help. You can see the command mkdir is used to create directories, directory or directories. If this command mkdir is used to create directory or directories if they do not already exist. It means that if the directory is not already exist, it is going to create it. Okay, so that is the use of this mkdir command. You can also the available flag that you can include, for example, -p or --parents. It says no error if existing, make parent directory as needed. So you can use -p flag with mkdir to create a parent directories as needed. Okay, any command you think of, if it has documentation, and by using this help flag here with that command, you are going to get the documentation for that particular command, guys. Okay, if you are using Linux, you can use man command to access it. Okay, you can also use the help command in the Linux environment to still access the same help or documentation we have here. That is how to get help for any command, guys, so that any command we shall be using in this tutorial, in case if you want to get to read the documentation and get help for it, so you can actually read it, because I'm not going to be covering everything that pertaining that particular command. So you can just learn the basic. You can also go through the documentation to actually see how to add other flags that are available for you. Okay, thank you for watching this video. Hello viewers, welcome back to this course. In this lesson, we are going to learn about the basic navigation commands. That is the commands that will enable you to navigate around the directories or folders of your system. So let me clear the screen. So this clear command will actually clear the screen. Okay, it will clear the content of the screen. I press enter, it clears the content of the screen. Now the first command we are going to look at is pwd. The pwd stands for print working directory. Okay, so if you want to get the help for this pwd, what you need to do is to type --help. So if you want to get the help about this command and how to use it, so you can just type pwd --help, and if I press enter now, you can see that this command pwd print the name of the current working directory. Okay, and you can see the flag. You can other options you can add, that is flags you can add as well. Okay, let me just type it like this, pwd, and press enter. Do you see it return the current working directory, and I am on the desktop. Remember, when I open the terminal, if I close the terminal and right click and click open in terminal, I'm actually opening the desktop in the terminal. Here is it. So if I press wd print working directory, you can see it print the directory where I am. If I want to see the files and folders that are available in this directory, I can use the ls. Okay, if you want to get the help for ls, you can just put ls --help, so that you can get the help for this ls and know what it can do. So let me press enter. You can see that the ls command is used to list information about the files. Okay, the current directory by default, it lists the information about the files and folders that are available in the current directory. That is the default behavior of the ls. Okay, then you can see other flags you can add, -a or the long --all. It means that do not ignore entry starting with dot. Okay, and this dot signify the hidden files. Okay, so that is what it means. You can read about other flags you can include, guys, but the most commonly used one is -a, and you can also read about other ones as well. Let me clear the screen. I clear the screen, and if I do ls now you can see that it lists the files and folders that are available on the desktop. Okay, I have two screens, so it will show all the files and folders that are available in my desktop. Now if you look at the files that are listed here, these ones with the white means a file. That is the file that are available in that directory. So they are represented by this white color. Then the ones with the green color here means a link. You can see it added dot link. You can see it added dot link to all the link, that is the shortcut to a file. Now, and the ones with the blue color here with slash means directory. Yeah, this one is a directory, this is a directory. So the ones with blue color and with slash means directory. Okay, if I do ls-a, so ls-a means that list all the files and folders including the hidden ones. If I press enter, so it is now listing all the hidden files. Okay, you will get to understand it better. Okay, let me clear the screen. If you want to view the detailed list of the files and folders, you type ls-l. Okay, and now it is now showing us the detailed list including the permissions for each of these files. Okay, let me clear the screen. If I do ls, if you want to view all the files and also the detail list at the same time, instead of saying a-l, so you can do it like this and get the same result. Now it is showing us the list of all the files including the hidden files and also showing us the detail. Okay, but the shortcut you can do ls-al. Okay, means that you just combine the flag and append one dash. If I press enter, I get the same result. You can also change the order. Let me clear the screen. If I do ls-la, okay, so you can also change the order and get the same result as well, like this. So you need to read the documentation to know the one that you need. The order doesn't matter. Okay, so when you read the documentation, you are going to know the flag where the order doesn't matter. Just like this one, can interchange the order and still get the same result. That is the function of ls, guys, to list files and directory that is available in the particular directory. Thank you for watching this video. Alright guys, welcome back to this lesson. We are going to discuss about the most commonly used command, which is the cd command. Let me clear the screen. Now cd stand for change directory. So but if you want to get help for cd, you type -help. You can see the documentation for this cd. Now cd stand for change the shell working directory. That's what you use the cd command to do, to change the shell working directory, change the current directory to dar. Now you can see the flags that you can also include as well, but let's just practice it. Let's clear the screen. And if I list the files and folders that are available on the desktop, so if I want to go to this folder known as cmd tutorial, so I will type cd cmd tutorial like this. So if I press enter now, I have navigated to that folder, and you can also see it on the command, that is desktop/cmd tutorials. Okay, just like this. Now if I list the files and folders that are available in it, if I list it like this, and you can see the files and folders that are available inside it. Okay, I have these files and folders that are available into it. If I do cd to return back to the desktop, I just put ... That means go up one level. Okay, go up one level. So cd ... will I am already in the cmd tutorial, this folder, but I want to go back. So if I open the UI, Let me open the UI. Let me open the UI so that I will show you. This is my desktop. This is my desktop directory. Inside the desktop directory, I have cmd tutorial. These are the files and folders. Okay, I want to go up one level. If I press this, it will take me back to the desktop. It's the same thing that I'm doing in the command line, cd dot dot. I press enter now. It take me back to the desktop. Okay, dot cd dot means current directory. Dot simply means the same directory. If I press enter now, it will still remain in the desktop. You can see it will remain on the desktop. This is because the dot means the current directory. Dot dot means go up one level. Okay, go up one level. So if I do cd dot dot, again it will take me to my home directory, that the user directory. Okay, so if I print pwd, that is the current working directory now, you can see it return me to my home directory. This is what is known as home directory, guys. This is the home directory. Okay, the home directory is your user / your name. Okay, so in my own case, it is now showing me the C drive / user / my name. That is my home directory. In the UI, it's the same thing as going to C drive. If I go to the C drive, I'm going to see the users, and under the users, I have my name. This area here is known as home directory. This is the home directory. Let me minimize the UI. Another way of accessing the home directory is to press CD. If you type CD without passing any flag, it will return you to the home directory. Let me press enter. If I print the working directory now, it will still remain on my home directory. Regardless of where I am, if I go to the desktop, cd desktop, and if I still go back to the cmd tutorial and press enter, I am in the cmd tutorial under the desktop. If I do cd from here without passing any argument, it is taking me to my home directory. So this directory here, let me press enter. It will take me to the home directory. If I do pwd here, you can see it return me to the home directory. If I do cd /, it will take me to the root. Okay, the root of your system. Okay, the root of your system. If I press enter now, it will take me to the root of my system. That is cd / will take you to the root of your system. If you want to know the root of your system, you press pwd print working directory now. You can see it is /, and this / means the C drive. Okay, in the UI it means the C drive. The C drive. The C drive is the root of your system. Okay, if I do ls here, it now lists the files and folders that are available in the root of your system. Now if I do cd from here without passing any argument, it will take me to my home directory. pwd to return to the home directory. If I do ls, it will list the files and folders that are available in the home directory. Okay, from here I can get the desktop. You can see I can get the desktop, documents, download, and so on. Just the same thing as going to your C drive users, and from here you can get all those files. So if I go back and do ls-a, okay, that means list all the files and folders. Both the hidden files were also listed here. All the hidden files are now showing. That is the work of this -a. Welcome back, guys. Let us learn how to make directory. The command to make directory is mkdir. This command enables you to make directory, but let's get the help --help so that you can see the documentation. Okay, so this is the usage. Make directory. It create the directories if they do not already exist. It create directory or directories if they do not already exist. So you can also, some flag you can use. We have -mode, -m or -mode. Okay, equals to the mode. We also have the -p or --parents. If you add -p flag or --parents flag, no error if existing, make parents directory as needed. So it enables you to make a parent directories. So let me clear the screen so that we can practice it. I type clear. So I am on the desktop, so you can see the directory where I am. If I do pwd, you can see I am on the desktop. Okay, let me list the files and folders I have on the desktop. These are some of the files and folders I have on the desktop. Let me clear the screen once again. So to make a directory, I type make down. I'm going to make a directory cmd tutorial. So cmd tutorial, I press enter, so it created the directory. If I do ls now, I'm going to see cmd tutorial on the desktop. This is it here, cmd tutorial. cd into cmd tutorial, press enter. I am in the cmd tutorial already. Let's make another directories inside this folder. I type make down, let's say folder 1. So if I do folder 1 and it is created, if I do ls, I have folder 1. If I want to make a multiple folder at once, I need to do make down, let's say folder 2, then you give space folder 3 and space folder 4. This now will create additional 3 folders inside the cmd tutorial. Let me press enter, and if I do ls now, I have those folders created. If I want to create a nested folders, I need to use the make down once again. Make down, this time around I'm going to add the flag of -p, which means parents. Then here I can make, let's say, test. I have test folder. Inside the test folder, I want to create test1 folder. Inside test1 folder, I want to create test2 folder. Inside test2 folder, I want to create test3 folder. With this -p flag, I'm going to create a parent folder, which is test folder. Inside the test folder, I'm going to have test1 folder. Inside test1 folder, I'm going to have test2 folder. And inside test2 folder, I'm going to have test3 folder. So if I press enter now, you can see it was created. If I do ls, I have test folder. Let's cd into test folder. Okay, let's do ls. You see we have test1 folder. If I do cd test1 folder, if I do ls now, I'm going to have test2 folder. cd test2 folder. Inside test2 folder, if I do ls, I have test3 folder. Let's cd test3 folder. And if I do ls now, we don't have any folder. You can see how we navigated to the folder. You can see it here from test folder, test1 folder, test2 folder, and test3 folder, and we just navigated into it. That is how to make directory, multiple directory, and also nested directory. Thank you for watching this video. Okay, we are going to discuss about the command that enables us to copy files and folders, and that is the cp command. The cp command enables us to copy files or directories. Okay, so the command is cp. With this command, you can copy files and folders. Let me get the help -help. I press enter. This is the help for this command. Okay, you can see the cp command is used to copy source to destination or multiple sources to directory. Okay, so you can also see some of the flags that you can use, and the most commonly used one is the force and also the -r. Okay, so -r, let's check -r here. This is it here, -r. Can also use this or this, which means recursive, recursive. It copy directory recursively. Okay, if you are copying directory, you must include -r. Okay, if you are copying files, it is optional, but once you are copying directories, you must include -r. That means you are copying directory recursively. All right, so let's see the practice, guys. Let's practice so that you understand it better. Let me clear the screen. All right, if I do ls here, so that you will see the folders I have here. Since we are working with the directories, I have folder 1, folder 2, folder 3, folder 4, and also the test folder. All of them, you can see it here. cp, that is copy. I put -r. So I want to copy folder 1 to my desktop. Okay, I am in the cmd tutorial, guys, but I want to copy folder 1 to my desktop. So what I will do here is folder 1 like this, followed by the destination where I want to copy it to. So I want to copy it to my desktop. So // means put it on the desktop. Okay, because I'm already in the cmd tutorial, I'm going up one level to put the copied file or folder. Okay, if I press enter now, you can see if I do ls, the folder 1 is still there. Okay, if I do ls into my desktop, you can see I'm going to see folder 1 here. This is it here, folder 1. It has already copied into the desktop. Let me clear the screen. Let me do ls. Okay, let me copy the test folder into the folder 1. Let's see what we have. So if I do ls the test folder, you can see I have test 1 inside it. So it is a nested folder. I can copy the test folder like this. Copy test folder. Copy it into folder 1. Folder 1. Okay, but I need to put -r. Okay, so in this case, the order of this recursion doesn't matter, guys. So you can see I'm putting it at the end. Okay, but with the mostly the best practice, you can put it after the copy. After the copy, you can put -r like this. The order doesn't matter, but you need to read documentation to see when the order matters. All right, so let me press enter now. So there is no error. It copied the test folder into the folder 1. If I cd into folder 1, then and do ls, you are going to see the test folder inside it, and the test folder is also a nested folder. All the folders and files inside it will be copied. Okay, so that is how to copy a folder or directory, guys. Hello viewers, welcome back to this lesson. We are going to learn about the command that enable us to move or rename files or folders, and that command is known as move. This command move, okay, mv. This command enables you to move files or folders, and you can also enables you to rename it. With this one command, you can move files or rename files or folders. Let's get the help so that you will see the usage. -help. So let's see what we have here. The move command is used to rename source to destination or move source or sources to directory. So that is the function, guys. You can also see some of the flag you can use with it. Okay, so you can go through the documentation to get the flags. Okay, let me clear the screen so that we practice it. I cleared the screen. clear, let me do ls here. So you can see I have folder 1 and folder 2. Let us rename folder 1 because the move command can be used to rename. So I want to rename folder 1. Okay, I type folder 1. That is the first argument, the folder I want to rename. This can also be a file as well. Okay, when we are working with the files, you can also understand it better. The new name is going to be test1. I rename folder 1 to be test1. If I press enter now, okay, and if I do ls, do you see the folder 1 is already renamed to test1. Let me see what I have on the desktop. Let me see what I have on the desktop. Okay, this is my desktop. I have a folder known as sample. So this folder, I want to move this folder into my CMD tutorial. Okay, I want to move this sample folder. It contains files and folders as well. I want to move it into my current directory, so into the CMD tutorial. And to do that, I'm already inside the CMD tutorial. What I will do here, I will say move. Okay, I want to move dot. So I'm going to the desktop now. I want to move the sample folder, okay, like this. I want to move it to dot. Okay, remember that I told you that dot means current directory. Move it to the current directory. I'm already in the CMD tutorial. Move it to my current directory. If I press enter, do you see there is no error? But if I do ls now, do you see I have the sample folder move into this my directory, that is CMD tutorial. If I ls the desktop now, if I ls the desktop now, you are not going to see the sample folder again. You can see the sample folder has been removed from the desktop and moved into my current directory. You can see with one command you can rename files or folders, and with the same command you can also move files and folders from one directory to another. Thank you for watching this video. Alright guys, if you want to remove directories, the command is remove down like this. Okay, this command will enable you to remove directory. Okay, and if you do -help, if you want to see the usage, you do -help here. You can see that remove down, that is directory, remove the directories if they are empty. So it only remove empty directory. You can also add the flag of -p to remove a nested directory. Okay, if you do -p, it is going to remove nested directory, as you can see the example here. Okay, so let's clear the screen. Then let's see the folders we have in our directory. Okay, you can see we have this folder 1, folder 2, folder 3, and test folder. Remember that the test folder is actually a nested folder. So let's remove folder 1. Remove down folder 1. So if I press enter now, okay, there is no error. If I do ls now, you can see folder 1 is no longer there. It has been removed. So let's try to remove the test folder. Remember that the test folder has a nested folder inside it. So if I do test folder and press enter, do you see there is error? Failed to remove directory not empty. This is because this directory has another folder inside it. Okay, and the remove that only remove the empty folder. So that is it. But if you want to remove this folder, there is another command, rm. Rm will enable you to remove this folder when you add a flag of recursion. Okay, if I try to remove it like this, if I do test folder again, you can see I still get an error. It is a directory and it contains more files. But if I do rm-r, this r means recursion. Okay, recursively remove it. Okay, so and if I do test folder now, press enter, you can see it has been removed. When you use the -r flag with rm, it is going to remove the files and folders. So both the nested files and folders, and you need to be careful in this area. A file through this method, you cannot recover that files and folder. Okay, so when you remove a files and folders using this command line like this, you cannot be able to recover it. And if I do ls now, you can see the test folder has been removed. You can use remove that to remove empty folder, and you can also use the remove with -r to remove a nested folder with files inside it. Okay, so that is how to remove files and folders. There is also another flag. Let me see what we have. Okay, we have folder 2, folder 3. If I cd into folder 3, folder 2 rather, so let me make another directory inside it, make down test folder. If I do cd dot and do ls, I have folder 2, folder 3, and folder 2 is now having another folder inside. You can also use this flag, remove. So if you add a flag of f -f, it means force. Okay, to forcefully remove the folder. Okay, so that is -f. Okay, so if I do rm, you can also use it in this order. Okay, so I'm combining the recursion with the force flag. Now the name of the folder you want to remove, which is folder 2, and press enter. It is also removed. Okay, the spelling is wrong. If I do ls, it wasn't removed, but it's not throwing error because it will just ignore it if the folder doesn't exist. So this option will just ignore it if the folder doesn't exist. Okay, so let me try it again. And the folder like this, folder 2, press enter, do ls now to see if it has been removed. You can see the folder 2 has been removed. So let me clear the screen. Let me show you another option you can also include. Now I have one folder inside, so I have folder 3 inside now. If I do remove -i, means interactive, it's going to show me a confirmation message to be sure that I want to remove the folder. If I do folder 3 now and press enter, okay, it is a directory. Okay, so I need to use recursion. So I need to do the recursion, okay, like this, and press enter. Do you see now it is asking me a question, remove directory? Okay, if I want to remove it, I press yes. So if I press yes now, it is going to remove the folder 3 directory. So it is asking me question now, are you sure you want to remove it? So if I press yes, and if I type yes and press enter, and that is it, folder 3 has been removed. If I do ls, you can see the cmd tutorial is now empty. So all the folders has been removed from this. Okay, hello viewers, welcome back to this course where we are learning the basic Linux command on Windows using Git Bash. In this lesson, we are going to learn about the commands that enables you to work with the files and folders. We are going to focus specifically on files. All right, I am already in the cmd tutorial folder I created earlier. Okay, we have been working with this directory. So if I do ls here, I have some files and folders. I have some files so that we can use it for demonstration. The first command I want to show you here is the file command. Let's get the help so that you will see the usage. I type file -help, press enter. This is the usage. The description says it determine the type of files. So if you want to determine the type of file, you can use the file command. You can also read through the flag so that you can see the flag that you can include into the command. Okay, let me clear the screen. Clear the screen like this. Okay, the screen is cleared. Let me list the files again I have here. Okay, I have some files already here. If I type file, I have text.txt like this. So this file here, I want to get the type of the file. I press enter. Okay, it will just say empty. Yeah, it is an empty file, guys. So let me add content into the file. Let me add text. I am adding hello world into the text.txt. Let me do file text.txt now. Okay, you can see it will return more information about this file. You can see now it is no longer saying empty because the file is actually empty before, but I added hello world into the text. It is now saying that is ASCII and it is a type of text. So that is it, guys. So I have other file like package.json. If I do file, then I say package.json, okay, and press enter. Do you see now it is a JSON text and it is type of data file? Okay, it is a JSON data. So I also have some video. I say if I do type sample video, so it's not type, it's file, okay, like this, file sample video.mp4. If I press enter, you can see it return the type ISO media, mp4 based media. That is how to use the file command, guys. We are going to learn how to copy files, guys, using the cp command. Remember, the cp command enables you to copy files and folders. Okay, so let me do ls here so that you see the files and folders I have here. Okay, let's copy the ebook.pdf. Let's copy it into the test folder. If I do ls, the test folder, it is blank. Test folder is blank. You can see there is nothing in the test folder. Let's copy the ebook, cp ebook, okay, ebook.pdf. Want to copy it to test folder, and if I do ls test folder now, if I do ls test folder now, you can see I have ebook inside it. So that is how to copy file, guys. So if you look at my desktop here, I have this sample folder. So if I want to copy it into my cmd tutorial, I can say copy. So it have some files. You can say copy dot slash. That means I'm going one level up to the desktop. Then I have sample folder. So I want to copy everything. Okay, so if I want to copy only the files inside it, if I open it, so I have web, I have some files and folders inside the sample folder. Let me close it. So if I want to only copy all the files inside it, so I want to copy all the files, that is the asterisk means copy everything inside this folder. I want to move it to my test folder. My test folder is inside my cmd tutorial, my current directory. So I will now say dot slash test. I'm copying the files and folders that are inside the sample folder, which is on the desktop, and I'm copying it into the test folder. Remember, in the test folder, I've already copied the ebook.pdf inside it. Okay, so if I press enter now, okay, there is error. The reason why I'm getting error is because I have to add the R flag. So I'm going back and add the -r. So -r means recursively copy everything inside that folder, and press enter now. There is no error, guys. There is no error. Let me list the content of the test folder now. The test folder. You see now I have the doc.md that it copied from this folder. It copied the files including the web folder that is inside this directory. Do you see? To copy everything here and move it into the test folder, which is inside my current working directory. Okay, so you can copy files and folders like this. That is how to copy files, guys. Thank you for watching this video. Welcome back, guys. We are going to learn how to rename or move files. All right, and to move or rename files, use the command mv. Okay, mv means move. You can use this command to perform the moving of files from one location to another. You can also use it to rename files. All right, we have already discussed about it when we are working with folders. Let me do ls in this directory, guys, so you will see what I have. I have some files and folders as well. Let's move package.json into the test folder. Let's move it into the test folder. So what I'm going to do here, I type move package.json, move it into the test folder, move it into the test folder just like this. So the first argument you pass here is the file or folder you want to move. In this case is the file, which is package.json, and the second argument is where you want to move it to. So let me press enter. Okay, there is no error. If I do ls now, you are going to see that the package.json is no longer available in my current directory. If I press enter, you see package.json is gone, and it should be inside the test folder now. If I do ls the test folder, then you can see that there is package.json inside it. Okay, so we just move it. Let's see how to rename the file. Let me clear the screen ls to see what I have in this current working directory. So I have some sample video here. Okay, so this sample video.mp4, let's rename it. So I will say move. So it's the same function or the same command to move or rename files. I want to move sample, that is rename it sample.mp4. The new name now is going to be test.mp4. From sample video.mp4 to test.mp4. Let me press enter. Let me do ls now. Do you see now it has renamed sample video.mp4 to test.mp4. That is how to rename or move files from one location to another. Thank you for watching this video. Hello viewers, welcome back to this lesson. In this video, we are going to learn how to remove files. Let me do ls so that you will see what we have here. Okay, we have some files and folders here. Let's learn how to remove it. So it's the same function we have already learned, guys. It is the same command rm, which is remove. Okay, we have already learned it when we were discussing about folders. The same command, you can use it to remove folders and files as well. Here I want to remove ebook.pdf, so I type ebook.pdf like this and press enter, and it has been removed. If I do ls, you can see ebook.pdf is no longer there. Let's see the files we have inside this folder test. We will have the test folder here. If I do ls test folder like this is what we have inside the test folder, guys. So I want to remove everything. Okay, I want to remove all the files and folders inside the test folder and leave the test folder to be empty. The test folder should be empty. I want to remove all these files and folders that are inside the test folder. To remove it, I do remove. So because there is folder included into it, I'm going to add R for recursion. I can also add F for forcefully remove it. What do I want to remove? I want to remove the test folder, but I want to remove only the content inside it. Because I want to remove the content inside it, I need to do this white card, to use this white card, which is asterisk. This asterisk is telling this command to remove what is inside the test folder, but the test folder is not going to be removed. If I press enter now, there is no error. If I do ls now, you see the test folder is still there, but let's see what is inside the test folder now. ls test folder, it is going to be blank. You can see there is nothing in it. So you can see we remove everything inside the test folder. what if we want to remove everything inside this current directory? So everything inside the current directory, we want to remove it. So I can say remove star. So if I am in the current directory, I can just type it like this: remove everything. Everything inside the CMD tutorial will be removed now. Okay, but because there is folder inside it, I need to add the flag of -r. Okay, I can also append the F, which is forcefully remove everything. If I press enter, there is no error. If I do ls here now, it is blank. So that is how to remove files and folders. You need to be careful while removing files and folders because you cannot be able to recover it back. Thank you for watching this video. Hello viewers, welcome back to this course. In this lesson, we are going to learn about how to use the echo command. Okay, the echo command is used to print text on the terminal. Okay, if you want to print text on the terminal, you type echo. You can also use it to echo environment variable as well. Okay, but for now, let me see how to print text on the terminal. Any text that come after the echo will be printed in the terminal. Okay, so for example, I type hello world like this. It come after the echo. If I press enter, you can see it is printed in the terminal. If I echo home, now this is environment variable that is going to echo the home directory. Okay, echo home. If I press enter now, I think the syntax is wrong, guys. It's not percentage. Let me rerun this command again. Should it be echo $, that is $home. This is a variable that contains the home directory. If I press enter, return my home directory. Okay, so you can see it here. So this variable is a global variable that contains the home. Likewise, I can also echo path, like echo path like this. Do you see it return my paths? Can see what I have in my path in the environment variables. Okay, the path in the environment variable, it is being echo. This is the global variable that contain that environment path files. Okay, all the directories in the path, you can see it listed here. Alright, so that is the use of the echo, guys. You use it to print text in the terminal. Thank you for watching this video. Alright guys, welcome back. We are going to learn how to use the touch command. Touch command like this. Now the touch command is used to create an empty file. If you want to get help, you do --help. Okay, so any command you don't know how to use it, you can just type and get the help like this. You type the command followed by the help. Okay, if I press enter now, it returns the help for this particular command. Now you can see the usage. Update the access and modification times of each file to the current time. A file argument that does not exist is created empty unless -c or -h is supplied. The basic usage of the touch command is to create an empty file. You can see the list of the flags you can include with it. You can read the documentation and apply it if it is applicable to you. Now I'm going to clear the screen. Clear screen. Let's see what we have in the current directory, our CMD tutorial directory. It is blank for now. If I do touch text.txt, it's going to create an empty file. If I press enter now and do ls, do you see it return the empty file? If I do file text.txt, if I press enter, do you see it is empty? You can also use the cat command to display the content of a file. Okay, if I do it, you can see it return an empty because we have not added anything. If I do touch again, say package.json, if I press enter, it created package.json. Let me do ls here. You can see we have two files, package.json and text.txt. If I do file package.json, and what we have is a JSON and it's also an empty file, guys. Okay, it is an empty. The touch command is actually used to create an empty file. If I want to put something inside the text.txt that is already created, I'm going to use echo hello world. So I'm just going to append it to the text.txt. Okay, if you don't know this sign, where I have a separate class for it where I'm going to explain this greater sign to append text to the text.txt. Okay, but what you should know is that this symbol here is going to append hello world to the text.txt. If I press enter, if I do cat text.txt, that is, cat is to cat will print the content of text.txt. You can see I have hello world inside the text.txt. That is how to use the touch command, guys. Thank you for watching this video. Hello viewers, welcome back to this course. In this lesson, we are going to discuss about the cat command. The cat stands for concatenate. It is going to concatenate and display files. Okay, it will show the content of a file. For example, if you want to get the help, I will do dash help so that we see the usage. All right, this is the help for you to understand the usage of the cat command. You can see concatenate files to standard output. Okay, so it will give you the standard output after concatenating a file with no file, or when file is dash, read standard input. It will read the standard input when there is no file. So you are going to understand it, and these are some of the flags that are valuable for you, so you can just read it for you to understand it better. But let's see what we have. So let's see what we have. Let me clear the screen. I do ls so that you see the files I have here. I have text1, text2, and text3. Let's see the content of text1. If I want to see the content of text1, I will say cat text1 text1.txt. So what is inside the text1 is going to be printed on the console. So I press enter. You see it have hello. So text1 has hello. Now if I cat text2 text2.txt, should be text2 like this. Let's see what is inside text2. Do you see we have word? Okay, text1 have hello and the text2 have word. Let's see the content of text3. Cat text3.txt. Okay, it have how are you? How are you? That is what is inside the text3. So let me clear the screen. If I want to concatenate the whole of this text, what I will do here is say cat text1 text1.txt, text2.txt, and text3.txt. It is going to concatenate the content of each of these files together. That is the work of the cat, and it is going to print it on the console as well. So let me press enter. Do you see it return the content of hello from the text1, word from text2, and how are you from text3. Okay, you can also create a file from the output. Okay, the output, you can use it to create a file. For example, if I run this command again and use greater than is a pipe that enables me to create a new file. So if I do text4.txt, the output of this command will be inserted into text4.txt. We don't have text4.txt. It is going to be created and insert the content of these three files. Let me press enter now. If I do ls, you can see we have text4.txt. If I do cat text4.txt, Do you see it return hello world, how are you? You can see the function of the cat command. Thank you for watching this video. Hello viewers, welcome back to this lesson. We're going to learn how to use the head command. So the command is head, just like this. If you want to get help, always get help to see the usage of that particular command. So let me press enter. Now you can see the usage. The head command print the first 10 lines of each file to standard output. So it will return it on the console, that is on the terminal. With more than one file, precede each with a header giving the file name. These are the flags you can use, but let's see how to use it. -n will print the first number line instead of the first 10. So let's see how to use it. I'm going to clear the screen. So let's see what we have in our directory now. Right now I have a readme.md and a sample text. So let me see what is inside the text.txt. Okay, I have a dummy data here, guys. I just have a dummy data line 1 to 100, so we can use it for the demonstration. So let me clear the screen once again. If I type head text.txt, so without passing any argument, okay, without passing any argument, it is going to print the first 10 lines of text.txt. I press enter. Do you see it return line 1 to line 10? So if I pass an argument, let me run the command again, but this time around I'm going to pass the argument of the number of the first 5 lines. With this command now, I'm saying I want to print the first 5 lines. Okay, so you add the number of the lines you want to print. So the first 5 lines will be printed now instead of 10. If I press enter, do you see it will print the first 5 lines? Let me clear the screen. You can also use the tel command to print the last 10 lines of a text. For example, if I do tel text.txt without passing any argument, you already know it is going to print the last 10 lines. So I press enter now. You can see it printed from 91 to 100. Okay, the last 10 lines. If I do the same command and pass an argument of, let's say I want to print the first 20 lines, so I just pass 20 like this. If I press enter now, in this case the order matters, guys. The order matters. I need to pass this argument before the text. All right, so I'm going to rerun it. Tell I should pass 20 before the text I want to print. I want to print the last 20 lines of text.txt. If I press enter now, you see there is no error again. Now you can see line 81 to 100 is now printed. That is how to use the head and the tel command. Thank you for watching this video. Alright guys, we are going to discuss about WC command. WC stands for word count. You can also use it to count the number of lines, the number of words, and the number of characters in a particular text. Let's get the help so that you can see the usage. Do you see the usage here? Print new line, word, and byte count for each file, and a total line if more than one file is specified. This is the order in which it prints the output. The option below may be used to select which count are printed, always in the following order: new line, word, characters, byte, and maximum line length. And these are the arguments you can pass. You can see -c, -m, and -l. It's -c for bytes, print the byte count, -m for characters, print the characters count, -l for lines, print the new lines count. Let's see it in action. I'm going to just run it here. If I say WC, but let's see what we have here. ls, we have text.txt, we also have readme.md. So let's see, let me type WC, which is word count. Now, if you do not pass any argument, guys, it will return the order in which you see here. This order is what it is going to return. Let me just press enter now so you will see the result. Do you see it return the number of lines 99? For this text we have 99 lines, we have 200 words and 791 characters. That is what it printed here. If I only want to print the number of lines, I can pass the argument wc pass -l for new line, then text.txt, press enter. It will return only 99, which is the number of lines. If I want to get the number of characters, I need to type -c. So if I do the same command, instead of L, I'm going to change it to C. That is characters. It should return 791, and here we have it, 791. So if I do the same command, instead of C now, I'm going to change it to M and press enter to return the same thing as what we have here. -C and -M return the same result, but if I pass W, like this, it is going to count the number of words. The number of words should be 200, and here we have it. That is how to use the word count. Thank you for watching this video. Hello viewers, welcome back to this tutorial. We're going to discuss about the less command. So the less command, like this, the less command is used to view large files one page at a time. Okay, you can use it to scroll through a file easily. Instead of using a cat command, you can use less command to view a file, a large file, line one after another. For example, if I use cat command to view text.txt, it print everything. If I want to view it portion by portion, I can use the less command. Okay, let me clear the screen. So if you want to get help on the less command, you do less -help, and you are going to see the help, guys. You can see it display part of the documentation. Okay, and this is how to navigate around it. If you want to go to the next line, you can press enter key to go to the next line. You can see it is moving line after another. Okay, you can also use the command that they specify here, Ctrl D or Ctrl U. Ctrl D will move you backward one window. Okay, so let me press Ctrl D. Do you see it is moving backward? This is it. If I press Ctrl U, it is moving upward. You can see that is it. Ctrl D to move. I'm using Ctrl D to scroll, and you can read through the documentation and see the command you can use with the less. Okay, if you want to exit from this screen, you can press the Q key. So if I press Q, you can see it has exited from that window. We have our file text.txt. If I do less text.txt, press enter, do you see? Instead of returning the 100 lines, it will return from 1 to 22. If I press enter, you see it will move to 23 line after another. If I press enter again, it will move to line 24. You can see just by pressing enter. If I do Ctrl D, you can see it is now moving multiple lines. Do Ctrl D again, we have 52 lines, 64 lines, 76 lines. If I do Ctrl U, it will move up. Let's see. Do you see? It is moving up now by pressing Ctrl U. You can see that you can use the less command to view the portion of your document instead of displaying all of them. So that is how to use the less command. Thank you for watching this video. Hello viewers, welcome back to this course. In this video we are going to discuss about the grep command. The grep command is spelled like this, grep. The grep command is used to search text pattern in files, and it finds lines that match a pattern. It makes use of regexpress to search a word in a text. Let me get the help so that you will understand it better. Dash help, so you will now see the usage. Now this is the usage. We say search for pattern in each file or standard input, okay, and pattern is by default a basic regular expression. Example, so for example, it will give you an example here. Now these are the flags that are supported or that are included or you can include in the grep command. For example, when you include this flag -i, it ignore case, and you can also see the output control. -n means line number. It will print line number with output lines. All right, so let's see how to use the grep command, guys. I'm going to clear the screen. I have a file readme.md here. We have practiced a lot with test.txt. So if I do grep, the first argument I need to pass is what I want to search in that file. I want to find the word API, inside my text readme.txt. Like this. If I press enter, it will return the line that have the word API, okay? And if you look at these lines that it will return, you can see there is API here, there is API here. You look at this line as well, you should see API. Okay, this is it here. API is here. It will return all the lines that contain the word API. If I run the command again, this time around, I want to ignore a case. That ignoring a case means that it will, even if API is in capital letter, it will return the result. So if I do -i, mean ignore case, if I press enter now, do you see it will return more lines, guys? It will return more lines. All the lines where API is capital letter is now returned. Do you see this? API, 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 and so many, okay? If I want to print the lines, I can run the command again. This time around, I can do -n, that is print the number of lines, okay? Remember, if you have a multiple flag like this, you can combine it, but let's see the result. You see it print the line number where those texts are found. Okay, we have this one, line number 1, line number 3, line number 7, and so on. All right, if I run the command again, if you combine this flag like this, I can combine it like this and press enter to return the same result. That is how to use the grep command, guys, to search for a word in a text. You can read the documentation to get more information on the usage. Thank you for watching this video. Alright guys, welcome back. Let me show you the history command. If you type history, the history command show command history. It lists recently used commands. If you just type it like this and press enter, it is going to list all the commands that I have used recently. So let me press enter now. Do you see over 188 commands that I have used recently? Okay, so the one that I have used since last time I cleared the history, this is the command that I have used both in this tutorial and in other practice files. If you want to clear the history, guys, history is different from clearing the screen. Okay, if you do clear screen, if you do clear, it will only clear the screen, but the history is already in memory. Even when you close your system or you shut down your system, the history is still there. Clearing will only clear the current screen where you are working, but the history is there already. If I type history again, history, so if I type history again, you are going to see the command is now increasing because it included the recent history I typed, and you can see the list of the history. It is not clear by clear command. Clear command does not clear the history. Now if you want to clear the history, The command to clear it is history. You type the history -c. The -c means clear the history. Okay, if I press enter now, it will return nothing, but it has cleared the history. If I type the history again, I should have the recent history. If I press enter, you can see I have only one, which is the history I just typed here. Okay, so this history I just typed here is what is in the history, but it has cleared almost over 200 history of lines that I have earlier. That is how to view the history and clear the history. Thank you for watching this video. Hello viewers, welcome to this course where we are learning about Linux command on Windows using Git Bash. In this lesson, we are going to discuss about text editor, the text editor that you can use in command line. That is what we are going to learn in this very lesson. There are several text editor you can use in command line. Okay, you can use Nano, you can use Vim, you can use other text editors, but the most commonly used ones are Nano and Vim. But in this tutorial, I'm going to show you how to use the Nano text editor. If you have followed the step, I showed you how to install Git Bash on Windows. So if you follow the step, Nano is installed by default with Git Bash. If I type Nano like this, Nano, so if I just type Nano like this and press enter, do you see I have this interface? You can see the version I'm running, 8.6, Nano 8.6, and you can see welcome to Nano for basic help. You can see where to get the help, Ctrl G to get help. So if I press Ctrl G, it will give me the help. So, but I don't want us to go through the reading all this text content, guys. You can read the help at your own leisure time. We will just go straight to learn how to use the Nano. So I'm going to press Ctrl X to close this help. You can see Ctrl X. Okay, that is it. Let me just exit for now so that I will just explain everything step by step. If you type Nano like this, it is going to open the Nano interface where you can be able to enter your text. Okay, just like your normal text editor. If I do Notepad here and open the interface of Notepad, okay, I have Notepad here. This is the normal notepad that comes with your window. So you can start entering your text here, but that is not what I want to show you. If you are using Nano, you can also enter your text, but Nano will run in command line. So let me close the text editor, that in Notepad. You can use this Nano like this to create a file. If I do ls in my current directory here, you can see what I have here. Okay, readme.txt, text.txt, and we have this folder. But if I use Nano like this, I can create a file.txt. Just like this, using this Nano command, I can use it to create this file.txt, and it is going to open the Nano interface or window. Let me press enter. Do you see it open the Nano window and I have file.txt. Okay, now I can type hello world like this. And if I want to save the file, guys, you can see the shortcut you can use. Ctrl O to write out, that is to write the output. If I type Ctrl O now, do you see write to file, and you can see the name I gave it earlier. If I press enter now, it has already saved the file. If I want to exit now, I type Ctrl X and it has exited. If I do ls now, this is what I have. You can see I have file.txt. If I do cat to view the content of the file.txt, and you can see I have hello world. I can also do nano app.py. Okay, that is Python file. I can write Python command, print hello from Python. Okay, like this. To save the file, I need to press Ctrl O and type. I press Ctrl O, then press enter to save it. If I want to exit from the window, I press Ctrl X and I have saved it. If I do ls, I should have a Python file now, app.py. If I do py Python, I have Python installed in my system. If I want to run it, I do app.py like this. Press enter. You see it return hello from Python. You can see I can write a Python code using the nano. You can also use the nano to open a file that is already existing. I have readme.md here. I can use the nano to open it. To open it, I do nano, then I type readme.md. What happens is that if this file doesn't exist, it will create it, but if the file exists, it is going to open it. If I press enter now, do you see it opened the readme file? It opened the readme file, guys. Okay, you can also use this command. You can see the shortcut that are available for you. Now, if I want to edit it, I can actually start editing, add new line like this. If I press Ctrl X to exit, it is now asking me if I want to save the modified buffer. Okay, so because I added the new line, so if I want to save it, I will now type Y. If I don't want to save it, I type N, and if I want to return back, I type C. Let me type N. If I type N now, you can see it exists without saving the file. If I do nano again, readme.md, you can see the new line is not added. That is how to use nano text editor in command line. Thank you for watching this video. Hello viewers, welcome back to this course. We are going to learn other essential commands you need to know. Okay, other commands you need to know. So if I type who am I, it is going to print my username. Who am I? If I press enter, it will return my username. We have the ps command. This ps command print the running processes. It will display the running processes of your system. If I press enter now, it will return the running processes. If you want to see the detailed running processes, you can see PSAUX like this. It also return it with more details. Now, if you want to kill a running process, you can use the kill command. Just kill command and followed by the PID. Okay, so the PID is the process ID. For example, for you to understand this kill method, let me quickly launch a default app I have here. I have this application here. Let me open it in VS Code. Let me just open it in VS Code. I'm going to open the terminal. Now I'm going to start this application. So let me start the application. Press enter. Now this application is now running, guys. If I go back to my terminal now, if I do the PS again, I'm going to see more processes. You can see that the node is running. So this app that is running now is a process. That is the node environment. And you can see I have more processes now. Now to kill this process that is running here, to kill this process that is running in Node.js, so let me go back to the command. What you need to do is to use the kill command followed by the PID. So the PID of this process is 1242. So I'm going to type 1242. Just watch the terminal of VS Code and see what is going to happen when I press enter. Let me press enter now. Do you see it terminated the node application that I'm running on VS Code? You see it terminated it. Okay, so it killed the process. Okay, so that is a way of killing a running process. If I do ps again, you can see that node process has been removed from the list of the running processes. The one you are seeing here is the Git Bash I'm actually using to do this tutorial, so I don't need to kill it. That is how to use the kill command, guys. Let me close VS Code. And what else do we have here? I'll also close this window. Let me clear the screen. All right, if you want to show information about your system, what you need to do is see df. Df is going to display information about the file system. If I press enter now, and it will return information about the file system, and you can see I have different file system here. I have the C drive, I have the D drive, E drive, and F drive. You can also see the sizes also available and the use, and the one that is mounted is the one, my C drive is containing the operating system and it is mounted. If you want to see summary disk usage of the set of files, and it is going to run recursively, so if I type du, now the du is going to give me the summary of the disk usage, but it is going to run recursively, so I may need to terminate it when it starts running. Let me press enter. Do you see it is now showing the summary of the disk usage, and it is performing it recursively in the nested directory. And for me to stop it, I need to press Ctrl C, and that is it. Let me clear the screen. That is other commands I want to show you guys. Thank you for watching this video.